always appears as an honest man, deeply in love with Willow, and willing to do anything to protect her. However, behind that kind exterior, Drew is actually manipulative and hypocritical, using love as a tool to control Willow. He not only has a relationship with her but is also secretly involved with Nina, Willow's biological mother, a dark secret he believes will never be uncovered. The cracks begin to form when Willow notices subtle changes in Drew's actions and attitude. Initially, she felt protected and valued by his caring attention, but gradually, this attention became stifling, with invisible demands and control. Drew not only showed up at every moment but also began imposing his opinions on her life. His loving words, instead of bringing comfort, made her feel imprisoned, as if every decision had to be approved by him. The sweetness of the past had now turned into an invisible trap that Willow didn't even realize. The peak of his control came when Drew interfered deeply in Michael's treatment, Willow's ex-husband. Instead of respecting Michael and Willow's decisions, he used every means to impose his will, even leveraging his influence to twist the situation in his favor. This not only made Willow feel deprived of freedom in the relationship but also made her realize Drew's inherent selfishness. She began to feel as though she wasn't herself anymore, constantly under pressure from him. The terrible truth was eventually revealed in a painful and undeniable moment. Willow, by accident, discovered that Drew had been involved with Nina, her biological mother, with whom she was trying to repair her relationship. The shock was like a dagger to her heart, leaving an unhealable wound. The man she loved and trusted most had betrayed her in a way she never imagined. The pain stemmed not only from Drew's deceit but also from the fact that he had ruined the already fragile mother-daughter relationship between her and Nina. Willow felt as if her entire world had collapsed. Every bit of trust she had placed in Drew, every hope she had for a better future, was buried under this brutal truth. She had not only lost love but also felt as though she had lost herself. In her anger and despair, Willow vowed not to remain a victim forever. She decided to get revenge on Drew, not just to seek justice for herself but also to reclaim control of her life, the life he had tried to manipulate and destroy. The days following the revelation were filled with pain and chaos for Willow. She was determined to escape the toxic relationship with Drew, the man who had deceived and manipulated her. But before she could formulate a specific plan, an unexpected event changed everything. Willow discovered that she was pregnant with Drew's child. Instead of bringing joy or hope, the news only deepened her sense of helplessness. She was not only facing the emotional pain from betrayal but now had to confront a future where she might be forever bound to the man she no longer trusted. When Drew learned of the pregnancy, he showed no remorse or regret for what he had caused. On the contrary, he saw the baby as an opportunity to control Willow. Drew began to change his approach, no longer displaying obvious aggression or imposition, but instead pretending to be the trustworthy, gentle man always ready to protect Willow. But behind this mask, Willow realized the subtle manipulation in every action and word of his. Every caring gesture from Drew had an underlying intention to keep her by his side, not out of love, but out of a desire to maintain power and control over her life. Willow, despite the heavy pressure, decided that she could no longer allow Drew to manipulate her. She understood that distancing herself and leaving him was the only way to protect herself and the unborn child. However, escaping Drew was not easy. When Drew realized that Willow was trying to leave him, his anger and fear of losing control erupted. In a moment of darkness, Drew lost control of his rage and used violence against Willow. The blow from Drew not only caused physical harm but also brought an irreversible tragedy. Willow miscarried, losing the child she was not yet mentally prepared to embrace. The physical pain blended with the mental collapse, sending Willow into a deep pit of despair. The child, though an unwanted result, was still a part of her, and now it was forever taken from her, all because of Drew's cruelty and selfishness. This tragedy not only destroyed Willow but also exposed Drew's true nature to the entire Port Charles community. His violence and cruelty made those who once trusted and supported him unable to accept him anymore. Drew, once a man admired by many, became the target of rage and contempt. He not only lost Willow but also lost the image and position he had worked so hard to build. For Willow, despite the pain and loss, she understood that she needed to rise up. Though her heart was bleeding, she couldn't let this tragedy define her life. Willow was determined to rebuild her life, despite the difficult road ahead. She realized that exposing Drew's true nature wasn't just a turning point in her life, but also a way to protect herself and others from his manipulation and brutality. Amid her deep pain, Willow found the strength to start over. The entire city was shaken by Drew's cruel actions. Those who had once trusted and supported him now turned their backs, enraged by the deceit and cruelty he had caused. Willow not only lost the child but was also severely harmed mentally. She felt betrayed by love, family, and the very beliefs she had once held dear. However, amidst the pain and loss, Willow began to regain her strength. She decided not to let this tragedy determine her life. Willow sought support from those who truly loved her, trying to rebuild her life from the wreckage. Her resilience became an inspiration to others in Port Charles who were also facing challenges and loss in their own lives. Meanwhile, Drew slowly realized the steep price of his cruel and selfish actions. After the truth was exposed, he found himself completely isolated. Those who had admired and supported Drew could no longer hide their contempt for him. Close allies turned their backs, acquaintances kept their distance, and every door of opportunity seemed to slam shut in front of him. Drew not only lost Willow, who had once been a symbol of trust and hope in his life, but also lost the respect of everyone around him. His despicable actions became the talk of the town. The community was not only outraged by his deceit and manipulation of Willow but also shocked by his use of violence, leading to the horrific tragedy. All of this pushed Drew into a position he had never faced before: total isolation. While others continued with their lives, Drew sank into the obsession with his mistakes that had pushed him to the brink of ruin. Every day for Drew became a costly lesson. He was forced to look at himself and confront the undeniable truth that his selfish choices and ambition had destroyed not only his life but also the lives of those who had once loved him. Memories of Willow, the hurt he caused, and especially the child that would never be born, became ghosts that haunted him at every moment. He began to feel the weight of regret, but it was too late to redeem himself. Meanwhile, the story of Willow and Drew became not just a personal tragedy but a significant lesson for those who witnessed it. It was a powerful reminder of the strength of truth, resilience, and the determination to overcome toxic relationships. Willow, despite paying a high price, from the pain of losing her child to deep mental wounds, did not let these tragedies define her life. She was determined to rise from the wreckage, step by step, rebuilding herself and finding new meaning in life. Willow realized that her strength lay not in avoiding the pain but in facing it. She sought help from those who truly loved her and gradually found her voice again. Though the road ahead was filled with challenges, Willow never gave up. She became a stronger woman, not only surviving the trauma but turning it into the drive to become the best version of herself. As for Drew, he had to live with the consequences of his actions, a punishment no one else could impose but himself. Willow had left his life, leaving him with isolation and bitter memories of what he had lost. Drew, now a failure, had not only lost love and respect but also any chance of redemption. His life became a testament to how wrong choices can destroy everything valuable. Their story became an inspiration to those stuck in unhealthy relationships. It emphasizes the importance of recognizing self-worth, having the courage to walk away from toxic situations, and always believing in one's own power to overcome adversity. Willow, by rising from the pain, proved that no matter how cruel the past may be, the future is something each person can shape for themselves. Drew, on the other hand, is a bitter lesson on the price of selfishness and disrespect for others.